how to love the process. In this video, this is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to cure your unhappiness, your frustration, your feelings of the negative feelings you experience while pursuing a goal, so that ultimately I want you guys to enjoy the process and ultimately achieve your goals quicker as a result. So if you're curious about what are these drawings here in the background and the 3 points here, I'll explain to you in the video right now, so stick around to the very end because you'll learn a lot from this today. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, so basically this is gonna be a diagram of you. This is your brain, and this is the environment, and this is your goal. So I always like to use the goal as $1 million, alright? So let's say you're pursuing $1 million as your goal. And this is the process. You acting on achieving the goal. So what happens is you won't achieve the $1 million immediately. You have to take action, you have to do whatever is necessary to achieve that thing. So whenever you go after something, the environment will give you feedback. So you see the arrows here, those are feedback. So ultimately, your brain is responsible for interpreting whether or not the feedback is negative or is it positive. Negative and positive feedback. So in general, generally, when you have positive feedback, if your brain thinks of the feedback the environment is giving you as a positive feedback, meaning it's getting you closer to the goal, you feel positive emotions. Emotions, positive. But if you're receiving feedback that you're getting further away from your goal, it gives you negative emotions. And to be fair, both feedbacks are actually neutral. Like, there is no such thing as bad or good feedback. Feedback is feedback. It's our brain that is assigning emotions and meanings to those feedbacks, and that's gonna be affecting how we feel about the process and whether or not we achieve the goal or not. So to just give you an example, let's say I'm pursuing $1 million right now, and when I wake up in the morning, I start this YouTube video, I come up with the notes, I come up with the script, and then I start the recording process like what I'm doing right now to you guys. But then, I post the video and all of a sudden I only get 0 views. And then 5 days later I get 0 views. So there's a few ways I can think about it. My brain will perceive this as, oh my god, this is such a bad thing. I just put in like 2 hours of preparation just to make this video and I'm getting 0 views. What the hell? So it's negative feedback. So I assign meaning to this feedback that this is negative. So I'm feeling all these negative emotions right now. So how do I respond to that feedback right now? 2 things. It's either that, okay, I'm just going to keep going, I'm just going to come up with videos until I get it right. Or another one is, this is too hard, I quit. Like, screw this crap, I'm not going to make another YouTube video, I'm just going to give up on my goals. Negative feedback. So, in a nutshell, why we tend to be unhappy about the process is because we assign meanings to whatever feedback that is given to us. And the solution here is not to assign any meaning to your feedback at all. Feedback is just feedback. If it's basically like, like a North Star, if you will. Let's say if you're like sailing a ship towards a destination, it's basically your North Star telling you whether or not you should change things or whether or not you should keep going. You shouldn't attach any meaning or emotions to the feedback. But the most common problem people make is they attach meanings to their feedback. They think that, this is an obstacle, this is a threat to their ego, this is something that you should be fearful of, like, oh, talking in front of the camera is scary, If let's say if I have to do this, What if like my friends see this? What if like my family members see this? What would they think of me? You know, I'm not comfortable talking in front of the camera. All this unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves is because of the meanings that we assign to those things that we are pursuing. If we just get rid of judging whatever things that we are doing constantly, it's going to be much more enjoyable to pursue your goals, isn't it? So I'm going to explain to you guys, I'm going to explain to you guys the 3 keys which you have to tackle in order to have a clear mind when you pursue the goal. Because you want it to be enjoyable, you want it to be fun, you want pursuing the goals to feel like a game. But if you're constantly judging yourself and letting your brain get in the way of the process by assigning all these unnecessary meanings to things, then it's going to be a very, very hard process. But if you pursue your goals with a blank and a realistic mind, it's going to be a much easier process to go after what you want. So, these 3 things. Firstly, the stories and the identity that you assign to yourself. So, let's say I have to lose weight, so I have to wake up first thing in the morning to go jogging and stuff like that. First thing when I wake up, I'm so tired, I'm so sleepy, oh my god, like why am I even doing this, etc. What have you just told yourself? You're telling yourself that I'm such a lazy person, I can't wake up in the morning, etc. You have to pay attention to the stories that you tell yourself. If you want to change how you feel about the situation, or you want to change like your ability to do something which you normally can't do, you have to change the story that is in your head. If you're telling yourself that you're always tired, you will always find like reasons of why you are going to be tired. So it's better to change your story in order to change how you feel. And ultimately that changes how you do things or what you could possibly do at the same time. And that ultimately changes your identity. So if you always tell yourself that I'm a hardworking person, because I put in 2 hours for this video, I wake up early in the morning, I rarely use my phone to like check social media and so on, what does it tell about me? I'm a hardworking person. And now I'm basically using feedback as a source of strength towards pursuing my goal. And that basically reinforces good habits, and that makes me like do the right things to achieve my goals much faster. So the second one, how you deal with reality. Because when it comes to making $1 million, it's gonna take some time. Like you can't achieve it immediately. So you have to accept reality for what it is. So whenever you wake up in the morning and you check your bank account, you don't have $1 million. Are you gonna like be upset about it? Would you like start kicking your chair and like flipping tables? You accept reality for what it is. You don't feel upset about it, nor do you like beat yourself up over not having $1 million now. You know it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take some time. So instead of constantly like punishing yourself for not getting the goal right now, instead just see your goal as okay, I'm going to put 1 step forward today, I'm going to put 1 step forward again the next day, and confirm every single evidence or feedback the environment is giving you that you're getting closer to your goal. So another example is there are times where I have low sales in terms of my business and so on. So what happens here is I was like complaining like there isn't enough leads, like the people I get always doesn't have enough money and etc. So I complain here and there and a lot that I catch myself that I'm actually, there's no point complaining. I'm just wasting all this bunch of energy that could be otherwise used to find a solution. So I was basically fighting against reality. Instead, what I could do is, okay, this is the situation. I don't have much sales right now. So if I can't do anything about it, why not just enjoy the moment? Why not just keep doing what I should do to get those sales, but instead of beating myself up from not getting it yet, which is like energy consuming, why not just relax, have fun, And even if I don't make much money this month, then it is what it is. Just chill and relax. That's when you accept reality for what it is, you start enjoying the process more. You can stick to it further. And in fact, your brain has much more energy and resources that you could allocate on finding solutions rather than feeling and fighting all those negative emotions and so on. So, it's how you deal with reality that's ultimately gonna teach your brain how it perceives feedback. And the last one is work ethic. And this would be the most important compared to these two. Because, there's this saying, if you're not willing to sacrifice for what you want, your goals become the sacrifice. So, there are things that you have to do that are uncomfortable. Like, waking up in the morning, being disciplined to plan what you're going to do for the day and executing on it consistently every single day. Even though you're not getting results immediately, you made a promise to yourself that I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this every single day until I get the goal. Non-negotiable. It's the work ethic that's going to be the seeds or the input that you're putting in to fulfill the goal. Like, basically, you're spending money every day to reality or to the universe until it finally rewards you. And how much do you have to spend? I don't know how much, but I can tell you for sure, if you put in effort into achieving what you want and you really do it diligently, you will definitely get something. Although it may not be $1 million, but you will definitely get something if you're willing to sacrifice and put in the work. So, even if you're having a shitty day, even if you're feeling depressed, even if you feel like nothing's going your way, as long as you say, okay, I don't feel good right now, I feel upset, but as long as I put in the work, I will get something. Even though you don't get something, right, you have this attitude that I'm still going to do the work regardless. And what happens is, if you discipline your way through a bad situation, most often not, you feel good. Like, have you ever tried your best in something? Like, let's say you have an exam coming up, and you basically cram everything in 1 week, study really, really hard, and you take the exam. Although what you did in the exam isn't perfect, but because you did your best, you feel, I actually feel satisfied. Even though I'm not getting the best results, I feel satisfied because I did my hardest. So, if you don't feel good, you change how you feel by doing the work, by taking actions every single day. Now, a good thing in mind is basically to, number one, have a clear mind. Don't be quick to judge, just fuck your feelings and just go for it. Ignore whatever emotions that doesn't serve you and just plow through. But there, of course, are some times where you should pay attention to your emotions. If something is really, really fearful and it's causing you a lot of pain, like whenever you do something you feel fearful, then you probably want to address it. If, let's say, you're feeling anxious, you probably want to address it sometimes. If the feeling is always there and it's affecting your performance, you should address it. And this is something which I'll probably cover in the next video. But for today, I'm going to talk about, fixing how you perceive the feedback that you get when you achieve your goals. So ultimately, you find happiness in the process. You fix being unhappy whenever you do something. And ultimately, you can achieve your goals with peace of mind. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you would like more self-help content like this, subscribe to my channel. And of course, if you like to work with me personally, hit me up in the email below, where I'll be happy to talk to you more about how I can help you and, come up with a game plan on how we can achieve your goals this year. So, till next time, like this video if you like this video as well, and I'll see you guys. Take care.